And this here is your salt cell. This is the cell that's going to go with this Hayward system. A little bit about it. You have platelets inside here that you want to check and make sure that they stay clean of debris, and also that the calcification, which is a byproduct of the electrolysis happening, doesn't get too caked up with the calcification inside. You want to be able to clean that with some acid. Also, the way Hayward systems work, they're basically split the cell in half. Half of the ruthenium plates that are in here that let the electrolysis happen are on a 3-hour time. So basically this half works for 3 hours, it reverses polarity and starts producing your chlorine from this half of the cell. With the Hayward salt systems, they're really great. I really like them. One important thing that you will need to know is that even though you say you have a salt pool, that you don't use chlorine, you still use chlorine. Basically what happens is salt, NaCl, the form of it, the element, passes through this cell. And as it passes through the cell, the cord that I've cut off here for service reasons and for testing goes back to the box that we're getting ready to go over. As you turn up your output is the output of chlorine that is being made. So as the salt passes through, these ruthenium platelets split the Na from the Cl, and the Cl is your chlorine, and go back in your pool and keep your pool nice and clean and sanitized. That's basically how the system works. So depending on how high you have your output, of course, more chlorine that gets into it.
To change from metric mode to US measurements, press the diagnostic button once. In this example, the system reads 22 degrees Celsius. Move the selector switch from auto to superchlorinate and back to auto to change to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. The system will now display US measurements. This same process is used to change from US measurements to metric.
Now remove the cell from the plumbing by unthreading the unions on both sides of the cell. The unions unthread in opposite directions of each other. They unthread counterclockwise. We are now ready to begin the cleaning process. First note the calcium deposits inside the cell. Start by rinsing out the cell with a garden hose to remove any coarse debris or deposits that may be present. Be careful to keep the cord's plug-in dry. Next, it is extremely important to note that proper eye protection and protective gloves need to be used while chemically cleaning the T-cell. In addition, make sure the procedures are done in a well-ventilated area outdoors. Make sure to keep a water supply handy to dilute any solution that might spill. Follow the chemical manufacturer's recommendations for proper storing or disposing of the water acid solution. Muriatic acid can cause severe injury, burns, and respiratory problems if not handled properly. Please refer to the acid manufacturer's directions for safe handling. To make the acid solution, mix 1 part muriatic acid to 4 parts tap water in a clean plastic bucket or jug. It is extremely important to always add acid to the water and never add the water to the acid. One way to remember this is that you would never try to add the entire pool into the bottle of acid. Next, screw the cell to the Hayward cell cleaning stand hand tight. Make sure the end where the cord is connected is facing down as shown. This will assure that the contact points inside the cell come in contact with the cleaning solution. Stand the cell and cleaning stand up vertically as shown. Begin to fill the cell with the acid and water solution, being careful to pour the solution in slowly to avoid breathing any vapors exiting the cell. The level of the solution should be slightly over the product label along with covering the cell's internal blades. Allow the solution to remain in the cell for approximately 15 minutes or until the fizzing and bubbling action stops. When complete, pour the remaining solution in the cell back into the mixing bucket or jug and rinse out the cell again with a garden hose. The water muriatic acid mixture can be stored for later use or it can be disposed of. Follow the chemical manufacturer's recommendation for proper storing or disposing of the water acid solution. Next, reinstall the cell into the plumbing unions. It does not matter which end goes towards the equipment or towards the pool. Now plug in the cable to the chlorinating unit.